Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. I was in a great mood today until about 20 seconds ago when I hit stop recording on the video, looked down and realised I didn't have my microphone plugged in, and I just recorded 32-minute video of 5 bands of some brutal tech death music that were absolutely sick, and rinsing out about these bands, talking about them and everything else. And the video is totally useless because I didn't have my microphone plugged in. I'll take a deep breath and we're going to just start again and do it all over again because these bands are absolutely sick and I've got to record a video for today. Now, I started out by saying, if you've been watching this channel lately, we've been doing a lot of technical music, brutal tech death, we have progressive mathcore, which was even more kind of out there than the brutal tech death, and of course we have the grind and everything as well, which is all extreme and technical as well. And you might be thinking to yourself, because even my audience, I'm sure, are struggling with a lot of these bands because they're just so high level and amazing that you've really got to be a high level musician to probably even give them a time of day at all, and they probably sat there thinking, man, I wish this guy would just check out some more modern metalcore or something like that. Well, tough, because that's not what I'm going to do. We're back on the brutal progressive tech death today, and I'm telling you now because I've already recorded this video, so I know firsthand these bands are absolutely sick, throwing in everything and the kitchen sink into their music. Brutal, technical, death metal with a blackened edge and blast beats in there as well, atmospheric edges, posty elements coming in there, progressive stuff coming in there, just everything in this kind of music. Incredible music. So I've got 5 bands for you to check out. The vid's going to be about 32 minutes long. I know that already. The first band we're going to check out is from the UK. They sound super dope. They got a great video. We've got a bunch of great videos to check out as well. This is Godeater. Their track is called The Hatchet. Let's enjoy this one again. Hit the bass. Sick one. This track's brand new, it just came out yesterday, but I thought we'll throw it straight in because this is the kind of jam that we've got on today. Brutal, technical death metal with a blackened edge. It comes through the music, real dark and nasty as well. Atmospheric, breaking out, progressive edges in there as well, man. What more could you want from this kind of music? A super great high quality video to go with it as well, with a cool little story going on in it. Dope. Man, these guys absolutely killed it. What a dope band, what a great energy. This next band's on the Unique Leader Records. This is Deathbringer. They've got a crazy track. This one is A Place to Exist. Let's give this one a spin. Great video for this one as well.
Something in the music
Absolutely killing it. Again, just got everything going on in this music, but at a fast pace. Brutal, technical, shredded, weird and mathy as well. The sickest drumming you're ever going to hear. Tinging away, got his extra little bell for that, love him for that as well. And the heaviest vocal man you're ever going to hear. The only one thing you can't make out separately in this one, which we can in the rest of the bands today, is the bass tone. And I do like to hear that in Tech Death, I must admit. It's nice to hear the bass the whole time, for it to have its own tone, to cut through and do little riffy bits separate to the guitars. So I would like to hear that in this band as well. But man, what a sick band. Just absolutely brutal as hell. Next band we're going to check out is called Nervochaos. The track is called Beyond the Astral. Another cool vid for this one. Here we go. Hear that bass grinding away in this one. Separate to the guitars. Sounds dope. What these guys do is pretty cool, is building and repetition, locking you into a loop. Yeah, it's nice to hear the bass cutting through in this kind of music instead of it just being purely guitar driven and the bass just kind of supporting the low end of the guitar. And these guys know that because they let the bass cut right through this mix. And you can hear all the rattle and the fret rattle and stuff from the strings. It just adds more grizzle and grind to the track. I like it a lot. Now, these guys have got a pretty cool composition style, at least on this track. Repetitious and looping. And kind of building in that way and just dropping you into different loops and repetitions. And it's interesting as well, when you do repetitions, once you go past the point of what would normally be the standard amount of repetitions, 8 bars or whatever, it starts to get more hypnotic then, and just kind of you get locked into the loop. And I think that's what these guys are going for with this kind of music. Pretty cool. I enjoyed it. This is such a heavy track, and the drumming is so ridiculous on this one. Just watch out for it. This is Beyond the Structure. Worms of Consumption is the track, which is a cool name. But this one's a lyric video, but it's still a dope lyric video. Check it out. Here we go. Such a heavy mix on this one as well. hear that bass. Such a dope track, such a powerful track this one is. It's just so crunching in your ears, like getting absolutely pounded in your ears. And the drums are so weighty and heavy as well. It just gives the whole track so much weight. And to let the bass cut through again in a way, you know, these guys know, yeah. You don't need to tell us about letting the bass cut through. We're on it. No problem. Man, this is such a sick track. And all the bands today have got a nice loud mix. It's all peaking the limiter and everything else. I haven't got to turn anyone up today. But these guys are mixed and mastered about another 6 dB louder than anyone else. Absolutely rammed as hard as it will go, to the point where it's actually distorting the mix. But it suits the music. I want to get absolutely pounded to death by death metal music. I want the death from the death metal, you know. And I just think the louder you go, to a point, obviously, but even to the point of distorting the whole mix, still sounds great, because it just comes across with the power and the force. You know, the drums hit you harder, the guitar riffs hit you harder, and the vocal just roars down your ear even harder. The last band we're going to check out today are on the Artisan Era channel. And if you don't know about that channel, it's probably because you're not a high-level enough musician to have heard about it, because the only music that comes out of the Artisan Era is artisan music of super high-level musicians making crazy technical death metal and stuff like that. And most of the bands that come out of this channel are absolutely crazy, amazing, and I absolutely fall in love with them straight away. But I will mention, I've already said this once, but I'll mention it again because it is worth mentioning. There are some bands that come out on the Artisan Era who I feel are a bit too self-indulgent. And what I mean by that is, Sure, they're incredible high-level musicians, ridiculous on their instruments and thinking outside the box and creating, next-level music. But some of these bands on the artisan era, or just, this kind of music in general, in my opinion, have gone too far down their own rabbit hole to the point where, they're creating really technical music, but it's not actually very good to listen to. Especially as a new listener and someone just trying to check it out and see what it's all about, because it's not got structure and it's not got form, and it doesn't move from one section to the next nicely, and it's just a bit too self-indulgent for my opinion. So even though I'm someone who I would say could handle the most technical of technical music, because I love to put my ear to that stuff and get tested by this music, and I have done it. I'm not a total noob to this stuff, but there are some bands on the artisan era and just kind of super progressive bands in general that I do feel need to rein it in a little bit and actually think about the structure and the composition of their tracks rather than just trying to show off on their instrument. That's not the case for this band today. This band is absolutely dope as hell. Greylotus, their track is called Azure. They got a dope video for this one as well, but this is next level, 6-minute track. Check it out. Ridiculous drumming. What I love is how these guys are blending atmosphere and slow moving swells with the most stupid, ridiculous blasting that there ever is. What a double edge to bring together. You can just see they're absolutely loving it.
Its stain cannot wash away. Self-recognition cast matter to gray.
Such a massive sound. Gets such a buzz checking out bands like this, such high level, so brutal and heavy, massive, epic, atmospheric edges to their music as well. You see them in the video shredding and tapping out and absolutely loving playing their music as well. The sickest drumming that you're ever going to hear, most powerful drum kit you're ever going to hear as well. The vocals with that distortion and reverb to just make it wide and epic and soaring. It just takes the whole thing to the next level. Amazing. Pure artisan stuff, and that's what that channel is about. As I say, there are some bands that come through that are a bit too up their own anus, from my opinion, but not these guys. This is what it's all about. Super techy, super high level, but still emotional and moving and deep, and you just get, you get locked into it. Such an incredible band. And the way that they bring the two edges together of that speed of drumming and double bass and riffing, tapping, all the rest of it, but then to have the vocal be slow and wide and open and have an atmospheric edge that's slow and wide and open, and to just mesh those two layers together, weave them in and out of each other, blasting speed and pulse, slowness and atmosphere and swell. Man, that's how you do it. That's what it's all about. The sickest music you can possibly imagine. I say again, the death metal and just musicians in general nowadays, but particularly in death metal, because that is where the top level musicians seem to get, sucked towards. It's a magnet for them. The quality of drummers and guitarists and stuff nowadays is incredible. Man, particularly drummers. Used to get the odd cool drummer coming through here and there, maybe the odd bassist here and there. People know Flea because he's a good bassist and all of that. The odd guitarist was renowned for being good at shredding and this and that. Well, the bands nowadays and the musicians in these kind of bands are in just regular bands going under the radar, not super big, not renowned for being virtuosos or anything like that. These are higher level than any musicians that have come before, because these guys have used those guys in the past as inspiration, but taken it a step further. And God knows, if you're listening to this kind of stuff nowadays as a youngster and you're a guitarist or a drummer or something like that, really getting into it and learning your scales and all the rest of it, what comes after this, once this has been your inspiration, and this is all you know in terms of tech death, and you want to take it to the next level, what's going to come next? You're just going to absolutely melt your brain out your ears, sorry. It's going to be incredible music. But then the standard of musicianship nowadays in bands, in just regular bands, is incredibly high, artisan high, man. So amazing. I hope you've enjoyed these bands again. I've absolutely loved making a video again, even though it spent an hour of my time. Ended up exactly 32 minutes again is where we got to. But yeah, I actually enjoyed these tracks more so the second time round. So go off again now yourself and listen to them again, or just rewind the video if you don't mind hearing me yabbering on about it as well, because these are the kind of bands that the more times you listen to it, the better it gets, because you can't take it all in, you can't take all the riffs in and everything that's happening in this kind of music on your first listen. So the more times you listen to it, the more things you take in, and the more grooves you can get into and follow along with and all the rest of it. Man, such incredible music, such high level musicians, and just the kind of music that I've been spinning lately on this channel. Super high level music that's going under the radar, that needs more people to listen to it. Although I do understand that, you know, there's only so many people that can get on board with this music, because it is difficult listening. You know, if you're looking for a regular verse chorus track with a couple of chuggy riffs and a chorus, yeah, this is going to be way over your head. But I'm going to keep pumping it out through the channel because I friggin' love it. You can't get enough of it. This is my jam all day long. And I do want to just kind of push this on as many people as I can via my channel and say, look, if you're not into this stuff yet, give it a chance. Check it out. See if you can get on with it. Give it a few more listens, because you might suddenly find that you're into brutal progressive tech death as well, whereas you've just been into hardcore or something else before, some caveman stuff. I hope you enjoyed that today, guys. I've absolutely loved it. I'm buzzing after checking out these high quality bands on the channel just lately. Seeing musicians like this and checking out music like this just gives me a smile on my face, because it's so friggin' dope. Hope you have a good one. We'll see you around tomorrow. Cheers. Bye.